Pope Francis, the first Latin American pope, has passed away at the age of 88, marking the end of a papacy that has been as controversial as it has been transformative. The news sent shockwaves through the world as Cardinal Kevin Farrell announced, "At 7:35 a.m. this morning, the Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the house of the Father." But who was this man, and why did his papacy cause so much division and tension? How did this humble Argentine from a working-class background become one of the most influential figures in the world, and why did so many see him as an outsider? Today, we dive into the incredible story of Pope Francis's reign and his lasting legacy. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, now known as Pope Francis, was elected on March 13, 2013. His election was a huge surprise to many. The Catholic Church, then facing major crises, turned to a man who wasn't a part of the European elite that had dominated the papacy for centuries. Instead, they chose an outsider, a humble priest from Argentina, known for his deep concern for the poor and for his simple, relatable approach to life. One of the first things that shocked the world was Pope Francis's decision to live in a community setting rather than the luxurious papal apartments. This was a striking break from the lavish lifestyle of his predecessors. He cited this decision as crucial for his psychological health, and this simple act became a symbol of his papacy. While some Vatican officials questioned his decision, it sent a clear message that this pope would not be like any other. When Pope Francis ascended to the throne, the Catholic Church was embroiled in scandal. The child abuse crisis had rocked the institution, and the Vatican bureaucracy was deeply fractured. He inherited a church torn by internal conflicts and public scandal, and he was chosen to bring order to the chaos. But while Francis made efforts to address these issues, his papacy would not be without its critics. Pope Francis faced opposition from both ends of the spectrum. Conservatives accused him of undermining the church's sacred traditions, while progressives criticized him for not going far enough in implementing reforms. His desire to modernize the church often put him at odds with those who wanted to maintain its traditional structure. Despite the backlash, Francis continued to advocate for change, trying to find a middle ground in an institution entrenched in history. Though his papacy was often controversial, Pope Francis became a global superstar. He attracted millions of followers with his message of peace, compassion, and interfaith dialogue. His travels drew massive crowds, and he tirelessly worked to advocate for marginalized groups, particularly migrants. Pope Francis became a symbol of hope for many, spreading a message of unity and love across the world. What made Pope Francis's papacy even more unique was the presence of his predecessor, Pope Benedict XVI. In an unprecedented move, Benedict resigned in 2013, making way for Francis. For a while, there were two men wearing white in the Vatican, an extraordinary sight in the history of the Church. Benedict remained a constant figure in the Vatican until his death in December 2022, finally leaving Francis to carry the papal mantle alone. As of 2025, Pope Francis appointed nearly 80% of the cardinals who will choose his successor. This gives his legacy a lasting influence on the future of the Church. Will his progressive policies continue, or will traditionalists regain control? The future of the Vatican is uncertain, and the selection of the next pope will determine if the changes Pope Francis made will endure or be rolled back. Pope Francis's death marks the end of an era of change and transformation for the Catholic Church. His legacy is complex, marked by both progress and conflict. As the Vatican looks to the future, one thing is certain: Pope Francis's influence will be felt for years to come. What do you think? Will the Church continue to evolve, or will it return to its traditional roots? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.